Alrighty. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fergo and the Freak live show. This time we eased into it with semi-professionalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
Until then. I don't need to introduce myself because no one really cares, but joining me is League Freak.
Ourselves, hey? Oh.
No, we've got to introduce you. You're the star of the show.
Yeah, I know that, but still, we could have just been like, yeah, we're here, deal with it.
Now, we've got to get certain procedures out of the way first.
Yes.
Is this thing fucking working?
That's a good point. Let me have a look, because I know what everyone's waiting for me to say. We all know what that is, don't we? Let's have a look.
No, we've got to introduce you. You're the star of the show.
Yeah, I know that, but still, yes. We are live.
That's what people came for. We can go now.
Yeah, you can all leave now. Piss off.
There's the we're doing another test. Everything working?
Everything looks fine at this end. Also, that is what she said.
Again, she's only talking to you when she says that.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, we've got a special day today. You know what it is, don't you?
Sunday?
No.
Ah.
We're making a baby.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That was sprung on me. That's what
she
said.
I think that's what he said as well. We'll get into that, though, as the show goes on.
Yeah, so let's get to some official business that needs to be dealt with.
Yes. Last
week.
Yes.
There was a grave error of judgment on your behalf.
Another one?
I'm good at those. Well, this one was grave as opposed to the other typical ones.
All the other ones, yeah.
Yeah. So on this occasion, you gave love to a different podcast other than the Starting Block.
I did.
And they're heartbroken. I mean, they are hurt.
Yeah.
They spoke about it, which was one thing, because I didn't think we were that significant enough for them to actually talk about us. But, yeah, they actually recognised our existence, which I'm pretty impressed about, and they're also sad that we've hurt them. So we need to set the record straight. And I think this is where you need to come clean, tell us what went on, and give us an excuse/apology, as feeble as it needs to be, whatever it is.
Well, as I said at the time, it's not what it looks like. It really isn't. And, you know, the Starting Block knows that I love them. They do. Like, there's no way around how much I love the Starting Block. Always drop the K at the end if you want to follow them on Twitter. But, yeah, there was an inference made, and it was my tweet, while read exactly word for word, was taken completely out of context, okay? I know that it said there was a love fest. I know that it said that I loved like Molly and Matt Cleary's podcast, and that, you know, we might become one podcast one day and some mutual sort of love festing thing. I know I said that, but what I really meant was that I love the Starting Block. And it was just taken out of context, that was all.
Okay. That'll almost do, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough, don't you think?
Well, I mean, it's fine by me.
Well, here's the thing. It's not my go, and I'm a good bloke, and, you know, everyone deserves a second chance. You know, this is a redemption story, Andrew.
It's also clear, too, that you're a passionate bloke.
Passionate, yeah.
And
also, I've got a background. I grew up. I was a boy one day.
Was a boy one?
Was.
I love it.
I was.
You've got a lot of love to give.
I do.
And I think perhaps your only error of judgment is that you didn't think the Starting Block would be able to handle it all.
Well, sometimes when you've got love to give, you make some bad decisions, okay? And sometimes those decisions, you know, they'll cost a comforter. And in this case, it might have cost a friendship. But I hope that it doesn't. I think that I can redeem myself in the eyes of the Starting Block. I really do.
I think that's good enough for me. I'm happy to move on.
Yeah, so am I.
I mean, All right.
So what's on the menu tonight?
Oh, look, not a huge amount. I've thought of two things we can discuss. If we get bored for concepts, or if people start tuning out. Just that actually raises the question: has anyone actually tuned in yet?
I did see some people immediately when I had a look, and I don't know how many are on there now. Let me see if it says. No, there's more than 5. Come on now.
Five? I'll take 5.
I think it's the thing I'm looking at is 5, but I think that's loading from before. So there's probably more than 5. I'm going to say that it's probably in the hundreds, if not the thousands at this stage.
Okay, I'll take your word on that. Obviously tonight we've got State of Origin taking place in Perth. I have seen online that there's talk that there's a bit of rain and a bit of wind out there.
Oh, really? I can't believe that it's windy in Perth, hey?
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
Exactly. What are they going to do? I hope one of the commentators mentions the Fremantle doctor.
Well, it'd be remiss of them if they didn't.
You can't be a sports commentator and go to Perth on a windy day and not mention the Fremantle doctor. It's almost like going through a game of rugby league where James Roberts is playing and never calling him Jimmy the Jet.
Yeah.
Or talking about Damien Cook and never mentioning the fact that he was a beach sprinter.
What's another one? Carl Webb, who was a Golden Glove champion boxer.
Oh, there's another one.
That's one of the top ones, I reckon. What else?
There are a few.
When Nathan Cleary plays, and you've got to mention that his dad is the coach.
Yes,
about 15 million
people
times
don't know that. People don't know that.
I only found it out last week, eh?
Yeah, and the other one is got to make sure that you say Josh Adokar nickname is the Fox.
Yep, the Fox.
Can't leave that out.
It's like when you go to Adelaide and you've got to talk about churches.
Exactly.
You ever talk to someone from Adelaide and you say, how about them churches? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You say,
like, we're just like any other normal city. Have you ever been to any city where there's not a church every 300 metres?
No, only Adelaide.
There's probably some places in, I would suggest, like Iran and Iraq, where they probably don't have too many churches as well, when I think about it.
Yeah, there's not many left standing there.
Yeah.
But yes, there's these are things that need to be mentioned, so it's glad we've cleaned the slate and got all of those out there early.
Yep, we've done well with that. Now we can just
tick
talk
that off
about
the list.
Game. Yeah.
Right, well, I've got a section here I want to get into really quickly, and I'm going to call it Fergo's Mum Says.
Okay.
Now, these were discussed on the silent episodes that sadly you all missed, but we'll bring it back here.
Good too.
Oh, stunning. Anyway.
When we said we were going to give away $20,000 to the person that said the right answer to a question, and it was like, what was the name of the podcast, and no one answered it, and we were like, wow, maybe we should give away $30,000 in the second one that we do, but we might not. We'll see.
There's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I spent that money.
Oh, what on?
I really wanted some donuts today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, they were good ones. They'd have to be for 20 grand.
I only go Krispy Kremes these days. Oh, and I also the fucking hot donuts, the cinnamon ones, where you go and you think, oh, I'll pick up a couple of them, and then when you walk up to the counter and you say, can I have a dozen hot donuts? And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Was that a stroke or something? A dozen of them.
I'm going to say this. I think cinnamon is the work of the devil.
Really? You don't like cinnamon?
Hate it.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, when you're tasting cinnamon donuts, the thing that you're really getting a lot of is sugar.
Well, that's the case with any donut, really.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's like I'm breaking some news to you. It's mostly sugar, you know. Tell me about Mars bars.
Yeah. Have they got chocolate in them now? It's just stuff they scraped off the planet. There you go. Yeah, so first, my mum said a few things.
Okay, tell us what your mum said.
All right. Bring back the old Canterbury jumpers. The ones you got as a teenager, and they still fit 20 years later. And you can also grab a hold of a player who's wearing one, and you can swing them to the ground. It's almost like a handle on the back of the player's neck.
You know what? I was looking at the jerseys the other day in Rebel Sport, and it was interesting because I was thinking, like, you can get some of the older ones that are that heavy woolen fabricy stuff, or you can get the new synthetic ones that, if anybody's smoking within 30 meters of you, there's a hole in your jersey already. You just don't know it yet. And yeah, it's interesting how, like, there's no in between.
Yeah, those old Canterbury ones were just brilliant. For some reason, they never shrunk. It was the only woolen item that went into the bloody washing machine and dryer that never shrunk.
If anything, they just got bigger.
Yeah, they did. They just you'd see players.
How is that possible?
You'd see players in round one would put the things on, and their skin tightened. By the end of the year, they're like running around like they've got a cape hanging around them.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Because I was going to get one of the old school Origin jerseys, and they had the woolen ones, and I was like, oh, should I get one? Should I get one? And I was like, how many times do I want to walk around with a thick woolen jersey on? Not really that many times.
No, that's true. So what has she got on here? Bring back the ugly mug. Today's players are all pretty boys. So remember the face of football, Sam Bacco, the Axe, Gavin Miller. She has only mentioned forwards who probably got constantly punched in the face.
Well, she's left out some of the pretty boys from yesteryear. I mean, David Gillespie, he was a beautiful man. Probably the most beautiful man I've ever seen, Trevor Gilmeister. I guess the 80s did have some Uggs, though. I mean, like E.T. Ugh.
He was second rate, wasn't he?
It's like, please.
What else has she got here? The scrum.
Yeah.
Get it back and have it being fought for, or get rid of it? Nah,
see, it's like...
I think the players need a place to lean every now and then.
So do I.
And there's no shovels. So they're just going to lean around each other.
The last thing we want is for the scrum to be reset 50 million times. Can you imagine if we were talking about how many scrums we're going to be won in this game tonight? Like...
The scrum count of 29-31, and then you just have the media going on about, oh, the scrums are killing the game.
Yeah, fuck that.
This is a good one. This HIA bullshit has turned them all into softcock players. Toughen up.
I agree. Like, seriously, aren't we just all going to, come to a point where we decide that, you can go out there, you can get a level of brain damage and survive. That's just a medical fact. I'm not a doctor, but I know that you can get levels of brain damage and live. And I think that our footballers need to accept that. That was one of the courageous things that James Graham said earlier this year, is like, yeah, I'm going to get some brain damage. It's my brain. What are you worried about it for? We need more players with that sort of sensibility, I believe.
That lack of regard for one's own mental health well-being is what makes a good prop.
Look, your brain, I haven't looked into this, but I'm pretty sure your brain can recover from heavy trauma.
I'm sure
so,
it
it seems reasonable,
there's
right?
Like fluids and stuff up there working as a cushion. Surely that's fine.
Exactly. Just let your brain, it gets cushioned, and it's like jelly. You can smack some jelly, it'll come right back most of the time. So
just best back into shape.
Yeah, just play the odds.
Right, referees that had character, good looks, and animosity with players. And she's mentioned Hollywood Harrigan and the Grasshopper.
He was a beautiful man, wasn't he? Can you imagine how many chicks he had just flicking him their phone numbers back in the days of the old rotary telephone?
Yeah, that Grasshopper was very easy on the eye.
Sure
I think it was the mustache. As we all know, women love facial hair.
Yeah, they do.
We won't go
into
that further.
Ladies. No, why not?
I just feel it'll go a bit. I just feel it'll go a little bit too blue. And there's a fair chance she's listening too.
Okay.
Yeah. Players people love to hate, like Wally Lewis, Benny Elias, Blocker. Yeah, you can't half tell that she was a Broncos fan, and I supported Balmain as a kid because she's only mentioned players from those two teams.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. You've got to be fair with this sort of shit. Who are some of the players you hate, Andrew?
Just Benny. Just Benny Elias.
What about now?
Benny Elias.
I'm trying to think of players that I
I
probably hate.
I don't hate players. People are going to
Yeah.
think this is funny because I think people have got an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it stemmed to this, but I think they've got an opinion. I don't like Mitch Moses.
All right.
I don't really care about any player really, other than the ones who play for my team.
So
And when
people
they-
think the same thing about me. They're like, "Oh, you hate Clint Gutherson," and it's like I don't follow lower grade football. Why would I hate Clint Gutherson?
Or Parramatta.
Yeah, all Parramatta. It's like, oh, you're just jealous of Parramatta. Why? Tell me why. One thing.
Jealous
No,
of all
what
their
am I jealous of?
premiership, jealous of all those titles they've won in the last 30 years.
Yeah, let me think. I mean, jeez. Peter Sterling had hair the last time Parramatta were good, and he hasn't had hair for 30 fucking years.
It didn't take long.
Yep.
Here you go. Hair. What happened to blokes with hair and not in a ponytail or a top knot?
Yeah, that's true.
Or
see
Ashton
that.
Sims.
See, I give my hair a buzz cut, so I'm like, nah, you got to get rid of it. I'm from the new school in this regard.
I sell mine.
Do ya?
Yeah, because it grows so thick and fast. I just sell it to pillow
Yeah.
manufacturers, and that's what you find inside pillows now.
Yeah, see, my hair grows thick and fast too. I've got to shave it a lot, and I would say to everyone, shave it.
Yeah,
It's better shaved.
that's exactly right. Players that were entertaining for being so bad at times, like Wendell Saylor, Ben Ike, and Paul Hoff.
Well, like Paul Carriage, he was another great one. Who's somebody these days that you're watching, you're like, oh shit, he's going to fuck it up.
Thick and Parramatta.
Yeah, I think Parramatta too.
There's a
Maybe
bloke who wears the 7 for Parramatta. I keep forgetting his name, but he's one that can do that.
Yeah.
He'll have one really good game, and then he'll just coast off the back of that for 2 months.
Yeah. And then he gets like a $860,000 a year contract for it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting his name.
Yeah.
He was going to go to Brisbane.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
you know, no one put an offer in for him. You got to dive on that shit,
Well-
don't you, Para?
Well, I heard on the grapevine that someone did put in an offer for him.
Who?
Deliveroo.
What do you reckon?
We need a
who's gonna
drum
be
kit
the
so I
next
can
one?
go an old boom tish for that one.
I know.
That's
Well,
my first joke.
Who's the next one that they're going to say, oh, he might leave? I feel like it's going to be Junior Paulo.
Nah, it'll be Ponga.
No, I mean from Parramatta.
Oh, from Parramatta.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Reid Mahoney.
Reid Mahoney. He's only just started first grade.
That's
so I wouldn't
right.
be shocked.
That's right.
They need to upgrade his contract.
Yep.
He's going to leave.
Yep. If I were you, Reid, if you're listening, mate, which I know you're probably not, I'd get on his manager and say, can you tell Parramatta that the Waratahs are interested in me because they've got a lot of money for free in their cap now the full hour's gone, and they're going to give me, let's be sensible and say $600,000 a year, and see if Parramatta will match it. I bet you'll get an upgrade.
See, I would go different tack. Here's what I do, all right? I'm Reid Mahoney, okay? I wake up Monday early. I just go and have coffee in Bondi. That's all I do. I don't do anything else. I just have a coffee in Bondi. And then somebody would just ring up somebody from a paper, and they would drag their ass out of bed, you know, long nights at the strip club, and they would just see her there. And it's like, oh, Reid Mahoney. Sorry, man, I'm coffee in front of Bondi. He must be on his way to the Roosters.
Oh, you've got to have a coffee with Minnie, because that's
Yeah.
what Tedesco did to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
It's got to be with Minnie.
That'd be pretty handy. And just say you always wanted to be a rooster. I grew up wanting to watch the Roosters.
That's right.
And who the fuck ever did that? Did you ever know anybody that wanted to be a Roosters fan?
No.
I've never known one single Roosters fan.
No. But that's mainly because the people I grew up watching footy in the 50s and 60s when the Roosters weren't doing much. Like everyone back then was just going for St. George because that was just easy. You didn't have to follow the game much, but just knew St. George were winning anyway.
See, my excuse is that I only knew people with souls.
What, shoes?
Yeah, but
Okay.
souls as well.
Oh, the other ones. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in the country, so people were just too busy working to actually follow footy.
That's fair enough.
So I'm told.
Do you want to do some shout-outs? I'm ready for some shout-outs, hey?
All right, well, before we get into it, there has been a few comments which I'll read out, okay?
Okay.
Only two. So
Okay.
Our good friend Nadine, you can find her on Twitter, at Nadine Chilvers. She says, how can you hate cinnamon?
Yeah, how can you hate cinnamon?
See, this is the thing. If in my mind I've decided that I'm going to go and eat something sweet,
Yeah.
then it has to be sweet and taste nice. And cinnamon tastes like adding spicy dirt onto it.
Oh, really? See, I love eating cinnamon.
Yeah.
I love it. I'd eat cinnamon all day.
Straight off the spoon?
However.
Tiny.
And while we're on the subject too, if you're listening, cinnamon, hello.
I'm sure she is. And Hunty, 38.
Yeah, Hunty. How you going, Hunty? He was looking forward to the show.
At Matty Hunt 75, he says, Mitch Moses, said it before and I'll say it again, loves looking himself on the scoreboard more than any other player, even Sam Burgess, and it's true.
Yeah.
He loves playing at the, remember at the old SFS, I think it was, and they had that gigantic screen on there.
Yeah, they did, didn't
Man,
they?
he loved that thing.
Looking at himself the
He
whole
found
time.
it so hard to concentrate kicking goals because he'd be sitting there staring at himself the whole time and going, man, I've got to stop looking at myself to kick this goal.
Yeah.
And he'd look down, he'd make sure he'd kick it so that he could just stand there and watch it in slow motion replay 3 or 4 times, going, man, this is better than Deliveroo.
You know, the best player to have done that ever would have been Ian Heron. Because, like, he would stand over a goal kick for about 3.5 minutes, and, like, then he would run up to it and then prop and stop and then kick it. But he could have looked at himself for a good 2.5 minutes and nobody would have thought it was any different for him. His normal kick would have been great.
The thing is, though, with Chook, is I don't think he was doing it because he loved himself. I think he was trying to intimidate it, and he probably would have looked at it the same way a cat looks at itself in a mirror. Like, it thinks it's another cat. I need to stare this bastard down.
Yeah.
And I'm not backing down until he looks away.
Yeah. But I like calling that a pussy standoff.
As you do.
So
right.
I've got some shout-outs.
You got some shout-outs? Yeah, hook in.
I've got some shout-outs. So we've got the lovely Ash Lucas. Her Twitter handle is AshLucas75. So, and she's listening in from England. So hello, Ash.
Good morning.
We've got, I won't do the next one because we're going to talk about them in a bit. Blind Selector. Hello, Blind Selector. It's good to have you tuning in. Our good friend Matt Attard, who is Matt Attard 90. He's listening in. He'll be on the podcast soon enough. Bartram 13, otherwise known as Samuel Bayless. He's one of our biggest fans. He's actually rated everything 5 stars. He's fantastic.
Absolute king.
I love having him on board. He's fantastic. We've got Raz, who's has a horse by the look of it for a thing. I don't know who Raz is, but I love you, Raz, and it's RAZ82616659. So that's pretty catchy, that name. We've obviously got the starting block. I love the starting block. They're wonderful, wonderful people. The starting block, drop the K at the end, you'll find them. And Real Person Politics, James R. I believe he lives in Hawaii, hey? Pretty sure I see him when he's driving around to Hawaii. He does a live Periscope.
I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him to do a live episode where he actually reignites a volcano.
Imagine that. Speaking of reigniting a volcano, we will get to that tonight because we're making a baby tonight. Ooh, yeah.
Also, Boogie Bumper.
I haven't got Boogie Bumper on my one.
Well, you should.
What the hell? No, it's like he's not on my retweeting thing. Why have I not got Boogie Bumper?
Well, he's
what the hell, man?
He is a busy man. I heard he does 37 podcasts a day.
Yeah, every time I see, like, I look down at my my Twitter feed, Boogie Bumper is online, and look, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure he's a Democrat. I think.
He's definitely got some left-wing views.
Yeah, so left-wing. It's like, jeez. can you stop with the free healthcare, Boogie? Wow. So yeah, hello, Boogie. We love you,
mate.
Love
If you are not leading the Labor Party in Australia within the next 5 years, there's something wrong with this system.
At least the Greens.
Well, yeah. That could be the step into the Labor Party leadership. He goes through the Greens leadership.
Well, they control them, don't they? How did we just turned into a fucking political podcast?
Let's get away from that real fast. Real damn fast. Was that all the shout-outs yet? You got a few more?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to throw in Arabella Zacchetto.
Yeah, well, she's part of the reason tonight that why in 9 months from tonight there's going to be a baby. Because we're making a baby tonight. And it's the bunny's going in her oven.
I've got nothing to do with this.
Oh yeah, you do. You're an accomplice in this. So
I'm a witness. Is that all I am?
Well, actually, now that we're mentioning it, Arabella, we're going to need to witness the conception. We're just saying. But yeah, so tonight, okay, we need to make this live podcast so good that Arabella just, does like just a leap, just a flying leap, and she can't help herself. And a baby is made. And so that's what we need to do tonight. That's our goal for this evening. I thought it was going to be to get New South Wales over the line, but it's actually to knock Arabella up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Excuse me if I may be mistaken. I think I'm missing some conversation somewhere that led to all of this.
yeah. Basically, but okay, this is.
Just say yes, and I'll just go along with it.
I'll try and just simplify it.
No, I think I'm getting a rough idea of what's going on.
When an Arabella and her husband love one another, right?
Is this the talk?
I'm trying to think of the way to put it that would probably be PG. They
bonky.
Yeah, they have lots of intercourse, and in lots of different positions. Like they do all like two of them. So yeah, that's on tonight. So if you see her online, just send a message saying, "Hope the intercourse goes well tonight."
This could almost lead to the next thing I was going to talk about.
Yep.
Hashtag Ask Kenty.
Yes. Are we doing that tonight?
Why not?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
I'm going to ask you one, okay?
Okay.
Ask Kenty.
Yes.
What does Jared Croker have to do to be considered for New South Wales?
Oh, learn how to fucking tackle and play defence. That's all. He's a turnstile. I can't believe it that people go, "Oh, why is he not getting selected?" It's a real good reason. Because he can't play defence for shit.
Here's a lovely one.
Yeah.
This has got. Make sure you got your tinfoil hat on for this one.
Okay. I'm ready.
I'm wondering
if not have it on, by the way.
I'm wondering if you can confirm for me that Nathan Cleary is an addition to the Origin team again, as there was a handshake deal regarding Ivan Cleary in which if he came back and coached the Panthers, Nathan would be guaranteed a 3-year Origin spot.
By who?
Start asking questions, mate. There's plenty to unpack there.
Well, I think that it's pretty obvious that the Panthers run the world. I wasn't going to say anything. I'm sorry. We've been running everything for a long time. We've even been like chucking games earlier this year because people were getting suspicious, So yeah, that was part of the deal. We basically said to Ivan, "Listen, Ivan, we're going to bring you back. We're going to let you go to the Tigers, right? Destroy the Tigers, but then come back, and then we're going to sign your son to this long-term deal, which also includes playing for New South Wales, whether he plays well or not. We actually pull out Mitchell Pearce's contract, and we just get the, what's that shit called? The white stuff. What's that white stuff called? You shake the thing and you put white stuff everywhere.
Are we talking about Arabella again? Sorry, I tuned out briefly for a second there.
Yeah, sorry. I was going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that again.
Okay. Where was this one?
This is the bluest episode we've done, by miles.
I'm really out of my depth.
Yeah, so that's what she said. Oh, shit.
Here we go. What's the point of taking an Origin to Perth given Peter Beattie has stated his preference for a second Brisbane team, and how will that benefit anyone in Perth without any regular top-class local content?
Look, that's a pretty good question. I mean, I think that playing the game tonight and not announcing just before kickoff that Perth has an NRL club in 2 years' time is pretty ridiculous. You know, you've got to sort of line up the two things. I think they should have a team. I think they should have had a team a couple of years ago, really. I wouldn't call them the Pirates. I think the Pirates name is a bit too Disney. I think that's kind of like when the Raptors were called the Toronto Raptors. It's like, no, don't do it based on a movie that was popular with kids. Because eventually that movie is, 30 years old. No one gives a fuck anymore. And they're like, why are you called the Raptors? So I would move away from the Pirates. I'd call them something else. I don't know what. Maybe the Fremantle Doctors. Maybe the Doctors. Imagine playing the Doctors. That would be really weird.
It would be very weird.
Yeah. What would you call a Perth team?
Yeah, that's a good question. The Perth, I don't know. Miners? Maybe the Perth FIFOs.
The FIFOs. I like that. I don't mind. Yeah, maybe.
Because that's what the team would be doing anyway. Like every second week, fly in, fly out, go to another venue.
Pretty much, yeah. What do they mine mostly in West Australia in general? Like, is it coal or uranium or, I don't know, iron?
Everything. Every known metal or mineable object in the world is in Western Australia, apparently.
So you could call them the Perth Steelers. What if we called them the Perth Steelers?
You could call them the Perth Miners, but then people just think they're all underage.
Yeah, and let's not make any jokes about that.
No. There's enough. Yeah, there's enough going on already. Is it off and all that?
But I would say, yeah, I kind of like the Perth Steelers. They should go with that.
Perth Steelers.
Yeah, I know that we've got the Illawarra Steelers.
Maybe it needs to be something more animal based, like scorpions.
What about we named them after red kangaroos?
Yeah, I can't see that catching on.
Nah, that's bullshit.
We've already got kangaroos.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They could call them dingoes, although that's not very marketable.
Nah, that's not marketable. I don't know what else they've got over there in Perth.
Galahs?
They probably have galahs. Parakeets?
Come play for the Galahs.
Yeah. I don't know anything else about Perth.
Barramundi.
Do they have barramundi in Perth?
I don't know.
I feel like that's northern Australia.
I don't know. I don't care where it comes from, just as long as it arrives and I get to eat it.
That's what she said.
Only to you.
All right, what's next?
Why did they pick Raiders' third-string centre for Origin Game 2 and not their best centre and club record breaker Jared Croker?
That's really easy, because for every 1 point that Jared Croker scores, he gives away about 6 others by turning around and having to watch the defender that he left stranded, trying to get the 3-on-1 that he created because he's so terrible in defence. That's why.
How come New South Wales is bending over backwards to please a halfback who's done nothing in the game and who, form-wise, is about the 4th best half in the state? So, my question to you is, can you name the 3 halfbacks who are better than Cleary?
Cleary, yeah, for New South Wales. That's a good one. Okay, well, let's name halfbacks for New South Wales that haven't been terrible. Like, they haven't been utter shit. So I'm going to say Brooks is in that mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Adam Reynolds.
Yep.
Even though he's injured.
Chad Townsend.
Yeah, Chad Townsend. He's probably at the top of the list, actually.
He would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3.
But Mitchell Pearce, he hasn't been terrible, apart from, when he thought he was going to get selected for New South Wales.
He and Reynolds, though, were both injured, so we still need to find one that's fit and healthy.
Okay, let me think. I can't think of anyone.
Let's go through it. Brisbane? No, they're Queenslanders. Canberra? Caesar? No.
It's like fucking Aiden Caesar.
Bulldogs?
No.
No. Sharks done. Titans? No. Melbourne, they're Queenslanders. Manly, they're Queenslanders.
Yep.
North Queensland, Queenslanders. Newcastle, injured. Penrith, he's already there.
They're there.
Dragons, Queenslander. South, injured.
Yep.
Warriors, Kiwis.
Yep.
Tigers, Brooks. Yeah, and Roosters, Queenslanders.
Yeah.
Or injured. So yeah, we've covered all teams there.
Pretty much every club, yeah.
That is every club that's got a halfback that should be in the in the Origin consideration. Given that the one that Parramatta has is focused only on Parramatta, he even refused to play for Lebanon.
Yeah,
so he's he cannot be considered. He's written himself out. That's how passionate and committed he is to club football.
Yeah, it was amazing when he did that. I was like, good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he deserves the big bucks.
That's right. Here we go. I love this one.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard for players to stick to their contracts that they themselves signed? Because sometimes shit goes wrong and sometimes you get a better offer.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Makes sense to me.
You know, I think I would bet, and I'm going to put a percentage on this, I'm going to say that 65% of the time when you hear that a player is disgruntled, the player wakes up in the morning and is like, what the fuck? And it's actually the club that wants rid of them.
Yeah. Do you think Freddie will resign or will he be sacked if New South Wales lose the series?
I think that I don't think he'll resign. I think he would do what Laurie Daly did, where he should have resigned straight after the game in the post-match press conference. But instead, he just waited a few months because you still keep getting them checks, you know what I mean?
I think it'd be harsh to sack him. Given he's got a 50%, if he loses, he'd have a 50% success rate in Origin series. Which is nothing to sneeze at. So,
yeah, it's a pretty good percentage. But the thing is, I mean, the idea that, he was going to bring back Mitchell Pearce. I mean,
I know.
Fucking
well,
hell,
look,
Freddie.
Let's have a look. Who are the available coaches to replace him?
Okay.
Trent Barrett.
How fucking dare you?
I
saw Trent Barrett on the Footy Show this morning. And seriously, the input from Trent Barrett on the Footy Show, he will not be asked back.
Hey, he's got gorgeous eyes, though.
Oh, well, it's just that eyeliner.
Makes
eyes pop.
He'll always get back on with those eyes.
We've had Nadine put forward the Perth Quackers.
Perth Quackers?
That would be pretty cool, eh? Like if it was a mean quacker too. Like a fucking, an angry-looking quacker. Because they're so adorable.
We actually had 2 people suggest that.
Oh, really? Who else? I'm not getting the same tweets as you are. What the fuck?
Christy Davis 02. She said Perth Quackers as well.
Oh, really? Is that on Fergo and the Freak Pods one or just League Freak? Okay, that's why. I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at my own one.
Yeah, well... Nadine thought that the Birds and the Bees talk was amazing.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you've just got to show the people that,
I'd like to know, why is it called Birds and Bees? They're not the 2 beasts that are making out, are they?
I always thought it was because,
shouldn't it be the Birds and the Birds, or the Bees and the Bees?
Oh, I love them videos where it's birds and birds. Oh, they're the best. They're the ones I always look up, eh? Especially when they've got a cup.
Was there any more, Ask Kenty? I can't think of any more. Let's see if there's any other...
I haven't even looked at them, man. You run this show. You're the host of this show, hey? It's like I just fucking turn up and try and say things that are just going to ruin everything at some point.
Now, we do need to ask.
Yes.
Arabella.
Yeah, Arabella.
You still haven't given us an Ask Greenberg yet.
Yeah, so you got to get on and ask us a question. And you also have to tell us, At what time tonight will this be occurring? Like, when will... Because I want to be able to look at my clock and be like, it's happening now.
I'm glad there's an L in that. What's the what's the more important here?
Yeah.
Is the Ask Greenberg question more important than the other duties that Arabella has to attend to tonight, or...
She can multitask.
Okay, she's female. That's all right. See, the typical male thinking. Which one do we do? We've got to pick one at a time.
It's one or the other. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, she can multitask on this one. I've got faith.
Alrighty. Trying to find if there's any other things on here to look at. Because we might have to go into some other topic.
Some of them are just attacking Paul Kent. And,
yeah. I'm not big on just blatantly abusing a journalist for the sake of it.
Yeah,
like, add some context to it.
Yeah,
as to why you don't like them.
Yeah, that's true.
Here we go. I found some Ask Greenberg questions that came up after our episode.
Oh, really? Go fire away.
Pardon me. With so many playing surface issues, when will we get a fully synthetic field?
Probably when grass dies forever, because there's only certain places that use synthetic fields, and they're the ones that don't have sun that shines. And funnily enough, in Australia, we're all dying of skin cancer because the fucking sun shines pretty well down here. The only other places I've heard are like indoor stadiums and places in northern England where they just don't see sunshine. It's just rain and misery.
Can the players get more money? They definitely deserve it. Not sure if it's sarcasm or not.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. They probably can. It just depends if they play for Parramatta or not.
Why do the NRL always choose a referee from Queensland in State of Origin matches?
They do? Who the fuck is from Queensland?
Gummersil.
Yeah, but then we had Harrigan for a long time. He's one of the good guys.
Hasn't Ashley Klein's been doing a few, but I'm pretty sure he's British born.
Yeah, he doesn't count. He's a soap dodger. Dirty, bad teeth having, early on soap dodger. Yeah.
Who did we say was the? Not we. The research that I did.
Yeah, I love that. No, we. Yes, we.
Jared Sutton.
Yeah.
Isn't he from New South Wales?
I've got no idea.
Let me check my my machinery.
Look it up on our website, Andrew. I remember just before I jumped on and I was doing some prep for the show, and it was finger licking good, let me tell you.
Oh yes. So I found nothing. Anyway, so we'll move on.
Oh, we've got one. We've got one from somebody called Benjamin Darwin. He seems familiar. He's Ben Darwin. He said, "Hi guys, have been trying to send messages on some data for the game. Are you receiving them?" No, we're not, are we?
On the Periscope chat. That's your domain. You need to go check that out.
Oh shit! Okay,
that's your only job here, other than providing the entertainment. That's your sole job here, other than carrying this whole friggin' deal.
Let's have a look here. So click on the live thing. Let's hopefully it doesn't start blasting through this. But I'm looking at.
What's he asked?
Okay, I can't see any comments on there yet. Say hello to the broadcaster. Yeah, there's no comments on there that I can see. So I haven't received any. Maybe if you're listening, Ben, I reckon the best thing to do is to direct message one of us. Oh, hang on. As you imagine, Ben Darwin posed an interesting message. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
What did you ask?
Ben. No, that hasn't come up. It hasn't come up for me. It only comes up afterwards now. I guess if you sent them in now, Ben, we'd see them. But I wasn't watching the Periscope chat. Hey.
Sorry. So you've got to rewind it, have you? Man, we are so all over this.
We're so good. It's okay. Ben Darwin has joined.
Okay.
And a big shout out to Trish. If you're listening, Trish, hello. You need to jump back on to fucking Twitter and start tweeting because I miss your tweets. So Ben is now in the chat, and let's see if Ben Darwin of Gainline Analytics, which is my favourite analytic company.
And I'm going to say, in all seriousness, Ben is a absolute gem of a human being.
He really is.
And the stat stuff he does, man, he's so passionate about that. He's and what he's done there, phenomenal. Go back through our archives and check out our episode with him. Just fucking fantastic stuff, that.
Yeah, it was awesome. Dizzy Dave has joined us.
Good old Dizzy.
You know, the thing about Dizzy is that, like, I'm pretty sure that he's legally deaf. And I'm not even joking. Like, I'm pretty sure he's legally deaf.
So he would be the one person who would enjoy this.
Yeah, he might. He probably listened to our last one and was like, damn, this is pretty good.
It's exactly what I expected them to be like.
So, hello, Dave. It's nice to have you on. Okay. Ben has joined.
He says, here we go. Nadine has told me that the Sutton brothers are from the Coonabarabran area. I was right. I knew they were New South Wales. So, therefore, there hasn't been a Queensland ref for ages. So, whoever said that, you're an idiot.
Yeah, who said there was a Queensland? Yeah, it was on the, what's it called?
Yeah, Ask Greenberg.
Fucking Ask Greenberg. As if we would let a fucking banana bender control State of Origin ever again.
Yeah. We don't even have Queensland refs. Ben Darwin asked, both teams increased cohesion from last week despite all of those changes by the New South Wales side.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
That is very fascinating.
Yeah, I would have thought that New South Wales would have gone way down, but...
Here we go. New South Wales get all their cohesion from Penrith. Their main issue lies around the centre's positional understanding. And as I said on the podcast that I think that was crazy that they haven't selected an actual centre in the team.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy. It's I mean, it's a big risk. I actually thought they might have picked Latrell Mitchell and Tupou, from the what's it called, Roosters.
I think that would have even just been fine if they had to put White in there, but left Josh Morris on one side.
Yeah.
Not brought in Ferguson and just have Tom Trbojevic on the wing.
Yeah.
I think that would have worked okay, and I think that would have been better and stronger than what they've gone with. But we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, we'll find out in about, 10 minutes? The game kicks off.
Whenever.
For everyone that doesn't know, the game kicks off apparently at 20 to 8, but we promise we will not let you miss the kickoff or anything like that. You'll be there in time to see who is and isn't singing the national anthem. We're big on those sorts of things.
Right. Ben Darwin has also said the New South Wales team in the first game was one of the all-time worst for cohesion. And
really?
That is fascinating. And I think it's probably because of Cody Walker coming into the team, because he's going to be sort of central to the whole side. I'm taking a guess here, Ben. So he wouldn't have very many combinations with any of the other players in the team, which would have brought that cohesion ranking down.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to the impact, I guess, it would have had with Nathan Cleary when he came in. But Cleary had Maloney to sort of draw on, I guess, to help with that cohesion. Whereas when you had Cleary and Walker there, there's very little that they can draw from each other as far as links with other players.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and look, going into Origin 1, I was saying maybe just pick all the South's players, but I guess where they are now, the area that does concern me is the centres. Like, that's just, it seems like a bit of a risk, but I guess that, Freddie's got to go with who he is comfortable with, and I guess he's comfortable with them. So, I mean, we're going to see. That's the best part. We're going to see so soon. It's great. I just got to say, big shout out, because Trish didn't hear it, so I want to give a big shout out to Trish. She said that she had to turn up the TV volume to hear Eskimo Joe instead of us. How fucked is that? I mean, damn it, Trish. We're doing this for you. Blah, 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 beauty.
Well, I do like the fact that we're in the same conversation as Eskimo Joe.
That's true. When I was in high school, I remember one day I was forced to wear this jacket, and I had a big woolly collar around it, and I got through right up until about lunchtime, and I remember this kid, and his name was Essa, and he said to me, You look like an Eskimo. That was it. I was called Esky until I left high school. I had teachers that would call me Esky. Fucking terrible.
How cold was it when you were wearing that jacket, by the way?
Look, it was pretty cold. It was getting towards, probably getting towards 0 degrees. It was very cold at my school for some reason on a morning.
Yeah.
And
I went to school in the snow.
All right, old man. Was it 10 feet of snow and you had to walk for 20 fucking Ks? Was it one of those jobs?
No, I didn't walk that far. No, I had to sit on a bus for 2 hours to get there.
Ah, okay.
Well, and 2 hours back home.
Really? 2 hours on a bus?
Yep.
To get to and from school?
Yep.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Trish, I hope you enjoyed Eskimo Joe.
There you go.
God damn it.
Where's
the loyalty, Trish?
We used to, as boys in high school, when winter was up, you had to show how tough you were.
Yeah.
So if you didn't turn up to school when it was snowing and you weren't wearing shorts, you're a soft cock.
Yeah.
And the idea was, if someone turned up and they weren't wearing shorts, you get them on the ground and you just give them massive slaps on their legs until they end up with massive bruises on them. Because apparently that's fine and what you do at school.
Yeah, now they call it like bullying and stuff like that. It's like, oh man,
I will say I didn't engage in any of that.
Oh, yeah.
No, sure. See, there was the locals out there who did that, and I wasn't a local because I was 2 hours away. So the non-locals just went into the basketball stadium and played basketball. Mm-hmm. So that's where I was.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I was the only guard who used shoulder charges and thought they were legal.
Really? So I would have been a really good centre in basketball, but I was like about 3 feet too short.
Yeah, that is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it was like a bit of a handicap. Hey, you guys see this? Yeah, I could see that, Ben. I could see that one. I think that I see these chats after Andrew does because he's broadcasting and I'm not actually logged into it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the conversation. So I'm relying on you to do that job.
That's why Twitter's the best way to talk to us, eh?
Yeah. So Ben has practically just told me that I was wrong with everything I said. That's fine. I'm used to being wrong. Yeah. He said the spines build understanding faster than defences do.
Yep.
And the New South Wales spine was a strength in Game 1 compared to defensive numbers, both this and in the last game.
Okay.
So it was their defence that was the problem.
There we go.
So I'll just stick to keep my head buried in newspapers.
Yeah.
That seems to work.
Ben just said we're broadcasting on 3 channels, he thinks. How the fuck did he work that out?
I don't even know what a channel is. Something that water runs through in England somewhere that people swim in.
Yeah. Maybe we should employ Ben, as the producer.
Like Des Renford.
Who the fuck is Des Renford?
There's a reference that no one will get that's younger than the age of 45.
And Des Redford.
Des Renford was an Australian long-distance swimmer, swam the English Channel.
All right.
Pretty much did it every day for breakfast.
I check out at Susie Moroney.
Yeah.
There was another one after Susie Moroney.
I stopped paying attention after Resford stopped doing it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Right, well, we are 5 minutes away from kickoff. Still got some comments coming in.
Okay.
It's just Nadine liking Ben Darwin stuff, which is what you should do because Ben Darwin stuff is gold.
Yeah, it's the shit. We need to get Ben back on, hey?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We need to make sure Ben comes on and we can talk about cohesion. It'll be interesting to see, coming out of whoever wins tonight's game, we'll find out, when the cohesion stats are all lined up and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see how it comes out. I'm actually more confident now about New South Wales after hearing that, eh?
Yeah, look, I must admit, the only concern I've got is with Saifidi, and I know I said that in the podcast. Big job replacing Clemmer. Big job.
Yeah.
I worry that he's going to fall well short because he's going to be up against, I think, Josh Papali as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's a big job. You've got to somehow manage to match what Clemmer did in attack, and then have to handle Papali in defence.
Yeah, and it's like Papali's always really, really solid at Origin level too. So it's going to be. I just can't wait. I'm going to crack open some beer. I already had my KFC. I'm going to chill, watch the game. Probably afterwards jump on. We might do a post-Origin, like maybe not a live show, but we could do a post-Origin podcast for everyone when they wake up tomorrow.
We could do.
Yeah. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Beauty has just joined. The big downfall for New South Wales is the centres, which is so pivotal, adjust to being centres.
Yeah, it really is. It's especially with the halves. The Queensland has always been good at asking questions of New South Wales centres, going back to day one.
Now, on a slightly different topic.
Yes.
I see. Yeah. I think I know just how popular we are now.
Yeah.
Because we discussed,
yeah.
Thanks to, was it Trisha, Eskimo Joe?
Trish, yeah.
Yeah. He's now trending on Twitter.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
We accept PayPal or check Eskimo for giving you all that creativity there. All those plugs online and stuff.
Yeah.
Hope you go well, young fella, with your career, whatever it is you do. What does he do? Is he like a drawer or a painter or something?
I like to think that he's like those dudes in the NBA where at halftime they start fucking doing squiggles on a big fucking easel. And like by about 5 minutes into it, you're like, hang on a second, I think I can see a jersey being made out. And then it's like some fucking bullshit that they've made about a player. And then at the very end, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. And they just get some paint and they flick it at the whole thing. So it's all speckled.
It sounds like Mr. Squiggle after he's had a bit of acid.
It kind of is, actually. It's, you know what? It really is very, very close to that.
I've got something to say about Mr. Squiggle.
Okay, go for it.
Given that he had a pencil for a nose, does that mean that all of his pictures were just pictures drawn with snot?
Yeah. What, like a B2 was his snot. That's way, way, way cleaner than the question I thought you was going with. I was like, Jesus. Come on, Andrew's fucking... That's my corner.
I'm the balance here.
Swiss Cowboy. How are you, Swiss Cowboy? We love you.
Now, 7:39.
Hey, Ben Darwin once had a scholarship with the Hunter Mariners, but he didn't have to play rugby league.
That sounds like the sort of scholarship the Hunter Mariners would have given out, eh?
Wow.
That's interesting. We've got to get you on, Ben.
Given that Ben did go on to play Test footy for the Wallabies back when the Wallabies were actually good,
yeah,
I could understand why he didn't need to play. I mean, they would have just looked at him and gone, well, this bloke's got the skill, obviously.
Yeah.
He's going to be great at this.
Hello, Kirsten. How are you? Hope your dinner was good.
I get the impression that Ben doesn't like it when we talk him up. I remember when we did the intro for the podcast with it, I was talking about how Australia was great because of him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, okay, no, move on.
The thing is, though, like, I remember before we started recording, we were like, what was it like to play with John Eales? And he was like, who? No, he didn't really say that. Nah. Let's not. There's no headlines that need to be written.
No, there's no headlines there.
Leave the headlines to the other rugby union players. Oh, jeez.
Yes. I see. Israel's wife has caused Netball Australia to make a comment, and they've just said, "We don't care."
Yeah.
Which I think is the decision that Rugby Australia should have made. None of this drama would have become what it is. I know it's not popular for, the gay community, probably wouldn't like that, but at the end of the day, it's just someone's opinion, and it's I'm not going to go into it. We've spoken about that tons of times already. I just think that was what it should be.
Right? Here's the thing about netball, right? Apart from it being, I'm going to say, I think it's a shit sport, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is they just get zero problems their way. So they're like, oh yeah, we got nothing to do with that, and that's fine. It's like, when is Netball Australia going to do a big drive for men's netball? Like, every sport in Australia has to do this massive drive for women's sport, and fair enough. It's fair enough. But when's Netball Australia ever going to get up off its ass and push men's football? I'd like to know that. Where are their subsidised men's competitions?
Fair point. I don't have a problem against netball though.
I do. I just think it's crap.
I'll watch pretty much any sport.
It's like it's a contact sport, but you're not allowed to touch anyone. It's like, whatever. You sound just like the magistrate.
The magistrate or the last magistrate?
Whatever. They're all called Your Honour.
This is true. So, can I ask you, are you able to find out if the game has actually started yet?
No.
Okay.
Let me see.
Or is it still like footage of Andrew Johns on the sideline with a massive scarf on and a big black coat?
Let's have a look. I turn on the TV because I turned it off because I'm a professional. All right.
And I'm ruining that right now.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything. Oh, what I mean to say is that we're in the corporate box here, obviously at the ground. We're not in the interactive studio or anything.
No, I told people the setup today.
Oh, did ya?
Yeah.
Did you tell them about Hui? Good night, Ben. We hope you have a good one. Let me have a look. Let's see if the State of Origin's on. It's not on yet. They're not playing yet. Richard Cranium has joined us, which is cool. They're not playing yet. They're currently looking at the players. They're all lined up.
Okay.
Guy's looking off into the distance.
Normal Oz person
saying something.
Normal Oz person asked us, "Are you guys going to be at Perth?" And I said, "Well, the podcast account said League Freak is in his recording studio that's dedicated to Sunday broadcasts."
Yeah,
because you've got several studios there in your house.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to get comfy in your laundry, and I'll be watching the game on one of these old school portable TVs. I'm just trying to find an analog signal.
Oh, nice. Hey, the game starts apparently at 10:02. So
10:02?
That's,
Oh, look at that. Aren't you people so fortunate you thought you could get rid of us?
Yeah, it was good.
Thanks,
Christy Davis.
Yep, she starts 7:50.
Yeah, that was very nice.
It's like we've automatically just stumbled across staff.
What other questions can we ask people?
Who's your favourite of the two of us?
Don't say that. Andrew doesn't need to say, he's or Arabella just joined the chat.
I just need to be convinced that it's not me.
Nah, I think that we're equally loved, hey. Well, like when you have kids and you equally love all your kids the same.
No, I've got a favourite.
Oh, dear. Well, don't you only have one? You've only got one.
That's right.
What the hell? I was so confused then. Yeah, it's I think we're equally loved, and that's important. It's Arabella just jumped on, and I think there's going to be a little bit of a debate here because she should be doing the deed.
Well, you got to get.
There's one thing I know about trying to make babies.
Steady though, you need to have good preparation.
Well, look, the game is going to kick off in 3.5 minutes. Okay, now if I know anything, that's enough time to do it 6 times. So, jeez.
Plenty of time, mate. Plenty of time.
Showing this stadium, hey, this stadium looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like every other person that I've heard talk about this stadium. I have never been there, but it's really good.
It looks good.
It does look good. Have you got it on your TV?
No.
Okay. It's looked good. It's a sellout, obviously. It looks like it would actually be not a bad viewing experience considering it is an oval. So, Christy says I have favourites because I only follow one of you. You've got to follow both of us, though. You got to, that's what we...
Yeah, but see, this is the thing, okay, is that you've got charisma and entertainment value where I just have stats.
Yeah, but it's like when you get them together, it's like a meld of everything you need in life.
But no one... Yeah, everyone thinks that, Russell Brand is hot and sexy, but no one thinks that about David Middleton.
I wondered who you're going to come up with then. Do you know what? When you're watching the game, watch for a little light that's blinking on the back of the New South Wales players. You know the little GPS thing they have in the back of their jerseys?
Yeah.
The fucking New South Wales players have them with little blue lights, green lights that are flashing.
So they're like Formula One cars.
Yeah.
They're building up kinetic energy.
Apparently Rich... He was wondering if he could, what was going on, and he had it muted. So it's nice of you to hear us now, Rich, and we're going to go offline soon.
Yeah. And I would not have been at all surprised if it had been us that wasn't working, given our past experience with this.
Yeah, we've got form. We've got lots of form.
We certainly do.
Well, we're going to do this before the third State of Origin as well. So anybody that's listening now, you got to listen to us heading into the third State of Origin.
And I would say, please, if you've got anything you want us to talk about, given the quality we've shown today, send an email to podcast@leaguefreak.com.
Yeah,
anything you want mentioned on there. It doesn't even have to be a question. Just anything you want mentioned on there.
Yeah, send questions and, nudes, basically. And we'll receive all of them. You know the one thing we didn't do, Andrew? We didn't even read the questions that we did get.
Well, you've got 3 minutes.
They didn't even look at them up. Oh, you can do a lot in 3 minutes. Let me just get this open. Come on. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we've got any fucking emails.
How many did we have by chance, you know?
What's that?
How many did we have?
I think we had a total of 2. So, let's find them. They're running out in the field. God damn it. Okay, no subject. Okay, Samuel James Bayless. He's got a question for us. If you two could watch any 2 teams play from any era playing one game, who would they be? We're going to do a whole podcast about that.
We are. That's a stunning question. What's the other question?
Awesome. Other question. It was, who was it? Where are they? I think it was after. Let's have a look. No, wasn't that one? Was it? Okay. It was from Carl Murray. And I won't say his email, actually, but it's a funny email address, Carl. It's really good. He says, hello, as a Parramatta Eels fan, I'd like to ask why it is that you're both so critical of Clint Gutherson. I'm not saying that he's the best fullback in the NRL by far, but he isn't just as bad and as helpless as you both make out. That's fair enough. I think we can take that criticism on board.
I've said all along, he's not a fullback at all.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a 5'8". He's playing at fullback because Moses can't play well with others.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's my view.
Yeah.
And he's also not worth the money he's been paid.
Yeah, and he's reserve grade crap, and he should be a winger in fucking Canterbury Cup for like Mounties or something. Fucking Hurstville. I don't know who plays in it. I haven't called everyone yet, so I don't know all the teams.
Are you telling me you're only a novice commentator? I had this impression you'd been doing it for years.
Whoa, I'm fucking a commentator, all right? You're just either a commentator or you're not. Also a producer, by the way.
Producer and a not journalist. That's the most important one.
Not a journalist. That's the only one I will cop to not being. I am not a fucking journalist.
Well, on that note, we will wrap it up.
Yep.
Because
it's been fun.
I dare say they're about to run onto the field and not sing the national anthem.
Yep. There's. I'm really looking forward to not seeing this happen. And who do you think will win? Give us a score. Quick score.
I'm going Blues 14-12.
I'm going New South Wales 8-4.
Tidy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty, people. Enjoy the game. And yeah, we'll have a podcast out soon. So keep your ears out for that one.
Goodbye, my lovelies.
Goodbye, my friends.